Hey chili heads, welcome back to Red or Green. Every year for Christmas, I love to make biscochitos and give them out to my friends and my family. So each year we try to have a different biscochito recipe for you on the channel. Well, this year is no different. We're making some red chili spiced biscochitos. I love the whole sweet and spicy combo in here, and I think you're gonna love them too. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add some red chili powder to the mix. Also, in the end, we're gonna dust them with a little bit of red chili, cinnamon, and sugar. This recipe is so delicious. I hope you try it. If you do, don't forget to tag me on Instagram. Also, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. We are so grateful for all of you who have subscribed and continue to watch our videos. We're really excited. We're almost at 8,000 subscribers, so we're anxious to get there. We've got some great videos lined up for this next year, so definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if there are any videos that you would like to see on the channel, leave it in the comments below. We'll do our best to get it on the channel in the future. All right, we have everything we need here, so let's get to it. In a large bowl, I'm gonna sift 5 cups of unbleached flour into the bowl. Sifting the flour helps the dough come together a lot better. I'm also going to sift in the red chili. Now, when I first made this recipe, I put in a cup of red chili, but I feel like that was a little bit too much. So I would suggest using a 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of the red chili powder, unless you want it spicier, but I think that's a better portion than a cup. Now I'm going to whisk these together so that it's all completely combined. Now add 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and again I'm going to whisk these until everything is completely combined and mixed together. In a separate bowl, I'm going to add about 2 cups of lard. You can also use coconut oil or a different kind of vegetable lard. It's up to you. Now in a separate bowl, I'm going to whisk together 3 eggs. Now we'll add the eggs to the bowl, along with 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 cup of brandy or white wine. I really like the flavor the brandy adds here. 1½ cups of sugar. And then I'm going to cream these all together until they're very smooth. Now I'm going to add about a teaspoon of anise. I don't like the flavor too strong, so I'm only using a teaspoon here. And I'm going to grind them up in my spice grinder for just a little bit so that it's not the whole seed. It's a little more blended flavor. Now add them to your cream mixture and mix them together until everything is evenly distributed. Now slowly start to add in your dry ingredients to the wet ingredients here and blend until everything combines before you add some more flour. Now you have to be patient with this process because it does take some time. Once everything is blended together, I'm going to flour my surface very well. Now add the dough to your surface. You're going to have to knead this a little bit, so take this opportunity to strengthen your arm muscles. Okay, now after kneading, I'm going to cut this into 4 parts. And years ago, I used to roll everything out and use my cookie cutters, but I feel like this method is so much easier and I do it every time. So now we're going to roll each of those 4 portions into a log about 2 or 2½ inches in diameter, depending on how large you want your cookies. I like them a little bit smaller, so this is my preference. Now I'm going to wrap each of the logs into some plastic wrap, and I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet and into the freezer for about 15 minutes. This allows the dough to set up a little bit so that they're easier to slice into cookies. Now I'm going to prepare this sugar to dust the cookies with. Add about a cup of sugar to a shallow plate, along with 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Mix the whole thing together, and this is the mixture you're going to dust the cookies with. After 15 minutes, I pull the log out of the freezer, and I'm going to slice them into about a 1/2-inch cookies. Each of these logs will produce about 2.5 to 3 dozen cookies. I'm using my handy Nakano knife here. You can get this knife for 10% off. Use code red or green, and that will be in our description box below. So don't miss out on getting some of these knives for the cook or the chef in your life. Now dust each of these cookies in some of the cinnamon red chili powder sugar and layer them onto a cooking sheet. And we're going to bake these for about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on your oven at 350. And you'll know they're ready when the bottom of the cookies are just slightly golden brown. Let the biscochitos cool for about 15 minutes before you start to put them into a container or eat them. They need just a minute to set up. I hope you love this recipe. I'm really excited for you to try it. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy!